Neek Netaru, the Enlightened Buddha Bullin. I'm out here sun gazing at the lake with my feet grounded in the tree stump. You know I got my sound bowl with me. Just want to get right into it and talk about sun gazing. How sun gazing is the key to enlightenment, to raising your consciousness, to connecting back to your highest self, to accessing higher dimensions. Okay, the sun is a portal. The sun is our third eye in the sky. The sun is not a ball of fire. It's light. It's light codes, energy, ether, sound. That's what the sun is. Okay, and that's the closest thing to source that we can experience, but it's right there for all of us to see. They said you can only sun gaze 15 minutes to 45 minutes, sunrise, sunset. Let me be the one to debunk those myths, that cap that was meant to further keep us in light cold lockdown, meant to further keep our vibration not at its full peak. Because look, sun rising is great because that's when that's when our consciousness is rising. As the sun rises in the sky, so too does your consciousness. When your circadian rhythm is in sync with the sun, you wake up and the sun rises and you're getting those initial downloads from the sun, helping you prepare for your day. But when the sun is high in the sky, when it's peak UV, peak illuminance, when they can't spray that fuck shit, that bullshit, excuse my language, but I'm very passionate about that. They over here using my tax dollars to spray whatever that is in front of the I already know what it is, but they're trying to block the sun because it's too hot for some people. Too hot. That's why they say don't look at the sun when it's high in the sky, because if you start looking at the sun when it's too high in the sky, then you're going to start releasing all the negative energies, releasing all the negative frequency. Here, better yet, you're going to align yourself to source. When you start looking at the sun when it's high in the sky, you're aligning yourself with the energy of source at its peak brilliance, peak UV. Okay, I'm downloading the latest cosmic information and I can see through any lie. I can perceive anything with the utmost clarity, utmost signal clarity, especially when you have long hair and dark skin as well. These are how you stimulate your melanin. But they told us only the first 15 minutes, first 15 to 45 minutes, last 15, 45 minutes of sunset, so they could limit your sun gazing hours, so they could spray that bullshit in front of the sky. You see the little pinkish cotton candy hue and you're like, oh, that's so pretty. Man, oh no. Okay, it does look all right, but that's just the sunlight burning on the methane gas that they're spraying. That's not natural. The sun should always look just like that. Always look just like that. The sun should always look like that. No other hue. Yellow, orange, no. Like that. A giant ball of pitch black, dark matter, melanated ether, okay? So, I'll tell you this. I sun gaze at the eclipse. I looked directly at the eclipse. I was FaceTiming the eclipse just like this. Just like this. I was looking at the eclipse in 2024. Just like this. Now, I was in San Diego, so I think I was only at, you'll have to look and see what San Diego's visibility was. I know it was under 50%. I was disappointed. So I didn't even get the full brilliance of the eclipse, but it was enough to open up my eye to eye. And I did have a blind spot or floater for, I want to say like 3 to 6 months. I was still working software sales at the time, but anywhere I looked, I saw a little ball of energy. I saw the sun. That was the eye of the eye being open, because then when I looked at the sun after that, that's when you can really start receiving the downloads. But this is not for the shy. This is not for the weak. This is not for the scary. If you're scared, you already know where to go. If you're scared, you already know where to go. If you're scared, go to church if you're scared. But if you're enlightened, if you're nature, if you're Netaru, if you want to be nature, if you want to connect with source, get out here. But I will say your eyes do undergo a adjustment period. I couldn't really make out faces up close. I had to look like this to the side. I used to be typing on my screen. My coworkers be looking like, Meek, is you good? Because I had to type like this in order to see the middle of the screen. Oh my gosh. But it was well worth it. It was well worth it. Fuck my eyesight if I could see through my third eye. I don't need my eyesight if I could see through my third eye. And that's what the sun does. It erases your consciousness. So then you begin to operate at your most highest potential. Look, you have to see yourself as what you are. Remember, we're light beings. We're light bodies. We don't survive off of oxygen and water. We survive off of light and sound. That's what we are. We are condensed light. We are synthesized sound. So slowed down sound. That's the reason why we're even able to perceive this physical reality, but everything that we actually see is light. And when you absorb maximum light, when you're out there absorbing sunlight, illuminance, look it up, lux and illuminance. Lux is the measure by which they measure sunlight, or it's the means by which they measure sunlight, lux, L-U-X. When you're outside receiving the lux of the sun, your body begins to naturally update. It begins to naturally upgrade because you're like a battery operating on critical condition right now. If you're inside an artificial light, I'm gonna start walking around the sun. I'm gonna start walking while I'm talking. But yeah, y'all are like batteries right now, operating in critical condition. In critical condition because you're stuck inside all day. And artificial light, contrary to people think, artificial light has zero nutritional value in a sense. Like it has zero life force. There are no particles in LED and artificial lighting that supercharges your being. So if you're not outside in the sunlight, you are literally just not even capable of reaching your fullest evolutionary potential. I'm talking mentally, physically, psychologically, spiritually. You need the sunlight in order to power and supercharge your being. And sun gazing does just that, because as we know, our eyes are the windows to our soul, as they say, and everything we perceive is light. Okay, like I said, everything is light. What we see, the physical reality, no, I see a tree. You guys see the tree, but it's actually light moving so it's slowed down to the sense where I perceive it as a tree. When I look at the light of the sun, my brain, through my optical nerve and my optical lens, is synthesizing the sunlight. It's synthesizing the sunlight. Oh shoot, I almost tripped. Almost tripped on one of these. I better pay attention. Don't want to crack myself while talking to y'all. Crack my face again, like I did last summer. That was bad. Anyway, yeah, when you're sun gazing, you're decalcifying your pineal gland because the light that you perceive is hitting the back of your brain, and it is activating parts of your body that you didn't even know needed to be activated. Remember, our brain is everything. Our brain is the computer, or the center for all of our bodily processes. Our brain tells all of our body what to do. We have a brain in our head, on our skull, then we also have a brain in our intestines. Your intestines is your second brain, or actually your first brain. But sunlight is going to decalcify your pineal gland so that you can begin to perceive, and so that you can begin to understand and understand and overstand some of the greater cosmic truths, greater cosmic realities. So I will say this: if you want to begin sun gazing, yes, start by sun gazing the first 15 to 45 minutes, sunrise, sunset. But then some other tips: you can begin sun gazing. Sun gaze through trees like this. You can find a tree and stand behind the tree, and right here you can still receive the light of the sun, but it's going to be filtered through a tree. Okay, so I'm still getting the sun gaze, but I'm not receiving the full brilliance and illuminance. Or I can simply look, I have very thin our eyelids are not that thick. You can simply close your eyes and gaze to the sun, and that is going to also begin to massage or stimulate your eyesight to where you will be able to sun gaze again. Yeah, another thing, in order to absorb maximum sunlight, in order to sun gaze at any time of the day, you You have to purify your being. You have to purify your body. The sun is gonna irritate anything that's unnatural. Anything that's unnatural, anything that is parasitic, anything that is toxic, the sun burns through it. Remember, the sun gives life. So anything that's gonna cause sickness or illness or death or disease or just anything that doesn't align with the frequency of the sun is gonna cause irritation to it. So if you are irritated by the sun, no matter who you are, because remember, everybody has melanin. Of course, not everybody got, you feel me? Not everybody got as much melanin as others, but everybody has melanin that they can stimulate, that they can activate, that they can develop, okay? But in order to do that, you have to purify your being. You have to start fasting, you have to start exercising, you have to get lean and become light physically. On a biocellular level, your cells have to be lighter. They have to be vibrating faster. And then you are able to receive those light codes at a greater capacity. You're able to increase your aura, your magnetism, your manifestation capability. Okay, these are truly the keys. These are, like I'm telling y'all, getting lean, eating clean, plant-based, eating things that absorb sunlight, getting out in the sunlight, absorbing sunlight, sun. Look, that's the true son of God. I'm gonna start rapping, but that's the true son of the sky. They talk about Jesus. No, that's the Helios Biblios, Holy Bible. Holy Bible is Helios Biblios. Helios, sun. Biblios, book. You gotta know the etymology of these things. Okay? You gotta know the etymology. Holy book, Helios Biblios, book of the sun. The sun in the sky. The sun walking on water was the sun walking on the water right there. Okay, so we're gonna walk back that way because it's shady over there. I need the sunlight. I need the sun, y'all. But yeah, as I was saying, sun gazing is the key to just everything. Connecting with the source, getting out in nature. This is how you raise your frequency. This is how you raise your manifestation capability. This is how you start aligning with your highest self. Once you have enough sunlight, once you start being so fully charged up with the sun, then you start just making moves. Because the sun gives you the information. Your highest self is feeding you the information. When you fall asleep, you connect to your highest self. This is a video for a different day. Dream world, dream state. I know I got to get back to making a lot of more long forms, but best believe at some point in this year, y'all, once everything's set up, it's just gonna be sound healing, long form YouTubes, and just me being able to teach and heal. But as I was saying, your highest self feeds you information. Your highest self is a star out there in the sky, just like that. You see that star, the sun? That's you, your highest self. And when you go to sleep, you connect back with your highest self, and it feeds you information, feeds you downloads. So the more solar energy, plasma energy that you have in your being already, the easier it is for you to connect and remember and align with your astral body and your highest self. Okay, and that's when you just have the random revelations or the ideas or the epiphanies. Those are truly downloads from the sun. Okay, those are downloads from the sun. Downloads from your highest self. That's what those are. Okay, so that's why it's so important to get in the sun, because the sun is going to just give you the energy to start making the moves that you need to make. Okay, all you got to do is get in the sun more, and you're going to feel better. You're going to start moving and living better. You're going to just start instinctively knowing what you want to do and what you need to do. Look, I have no idea. Look, there is literally, let me tell y'all this. There is no other reason. There is absolutely no reason why I started sound bowling. I've always loved the sunlight. I've always been deeply spiritual. But as far as sound bowling, there's no reason why I started wanting to heal the world with sunlight and sound other than the sunlight telling me to do so. Other than me being out in the sunlight so much, one day walked into a crystal shop, heard the sound, was hypnotized by it, went back, needed it, said I gotta go out here and I gotta play my sound bowl in front of the sunset, in front of the sun, and I gotta share it, like, and I gotta post it like that. Like I was just like, it was the sun who gave me that idea. I didn't care about nothing else but healing the world with sunlight and sound. That's all I cared about. But it was the sun that gave me that idea. It was the sun that gives me every idea that I have. I'm giving the sun that much credit. That's the sun, the true son of God. That's the sun that I worship. That's the only Netaru that I worship. I know I'm rapping about this, so if you stuck with me this video, just know I rock with you. I rock with you tough. And there's so many more videos coming along. I got crystals, I got sound bowls, I got so much I want to do for y'all this year. But yeah, just wanted to make this video about sun gazing and tell y'all a little bit about my sun gazing experience. I know you guys see me on my Instagram and my TikToks. Those are my like most active pages right now. YouTube is going to be at some point. Trust, believe that. But I sun gaze a lot. I talk about sun gazing a lot. So just wanted to share my experience in a long form video about how I was able to achieve the power of limitless sun gazing. The power of limitless sun gazing, which it truly is a power. I decided to turn the screen this way so you guys could see. But also, I wanted the sun on my back too. Remember, your back is where your spine is. Literally your spine is your energetic center.